The Marlins are moving on to the NLDS. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Phillies Hot Stove videocast, and today we're going to be recapping the National League wildcard series between the Miami Marlins and the Chicago Cubs as the Miami Marlins sweep out the Chicago Cubs. Wow, congratulations to the Miami Marlins. That was a great series for them. Had a lot of young talent on display. And how about Corey Dickerson, an older veteran coming through in Game 1, right? I mean, good series for them, great series for them. Is they're now going to have a date with the Braves in the NLDS. Now, guys, before we get into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. The Cubs, what a disappointment for the Cubs. You have a great regular season. I mean, you got off to a fast start this year. You bring over a new manager, David Ross. You fired Jim Madden, you bring over David Ross, and look what he was able to do this year for you. And you totally falter in the playoffs. Yet again, they missed the playoffs last season, 2018. They choked at the very end. They were going to win the division, ended up losing in the wild card to the Colorado Rockies. So the Cubs have had some bad luck the last few seasons, some bad luck. And it continues here as they get swept out by the Miami Marlins. So I guess the Phillies are not the only team getting swept out by the Miami Marlins, huh? So it makes me feel a little bit better. And now I can finally say that the Marlins are a good team. I mean, they're not a pushover. They are a good baseball team. I mean, they have a lot of young talent. Alcantara is a great pitcher. Cisco Sanchez is a great pitcher. They have a good young catcher who I know isn't doing so well right now, but I guarantee he's going to be good in the future. They brought over Jesus Aguilar, who had a rough season last year. He's had a bounce back year this year there. So they have Corey Dickerson, a guy who is older, towards the end of his career. He's a veteran, but he did well in this series, especially in the first game. As the Cubs had a 1-0 lead until the top of the 7th inning, and the Marlins had a 5-run top of the 7th inning to win the first game 5-1. And Kyle Hendricks was on the mound. In the first one, he looked good early. I mean, he looked good early, but he seemed to just kind of lose his command at the end. He went 6 1/3, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. As I said, he looked good early, and then he started to lose it towards the later part of the ballgame. So around that, top of the 7th inning. So that's when they imploded, and their bullpen did not look any better. After Jeffries came in, their bullpen settled down, but it still wasn't good enough because their offense was completely shut down by the Miami Marlins, because the Miami Marlins have a good young pitching staff. Starting rotation, bullpen is fantastic. We play the Marlins all the time as a Phillies fan. I tell you, our offense does not seem to be there when we play them, and occasionally we'll blow them out like 11-0, but usually it's like a 3-2 loss, a 5-2 loss to the Marlins. The Marlins are a good team. I mean, they are. I mean, Garrett Cooper over there as well. Of guys that you don't really ever hear about. Brian Anderson, as I said, Garrett Cooper, Dickerson, Starling Marte. He exited the first game, got hit on the hand. Hopefully he feels better. But I could say it now. I mean, they are definitely. I'd say they're legit. I think it's going to be even more. They're going to be even more dangerous next season because. They're going to have another year under their belt. I know it wasn't a full season, but this is a huge confidence booster for the Miami Marlins going in to face the Atlanta Braves. And we'll see what happens in the Braves series. I wouldn't be too confident about that, but heck, I mean, it's still a good year for the Marlins. If you're a Marlins fan, I know there are some Marlins fans that are going to watch this video. You still got to be happy about this. This is still, and don't count them out. I mean, they still could do it, but it's kind of a long shot. The Braves are a better team than the Marlins. You got to be feeling good, but if you're the Cubs, you cannot be feeling good. Yet again, as I said, another disappointment in the playoffs. I mean, how many times is it going to happen? Luckily, you won that World Series 4 years ago, because I'll be going harder on you if you didn't do it. But you still made the playoffs, but you get swept out by the Miami Marlins. I understand, the Marlins are a good team, but the Cubs had a better regular season than the Miami Marlins. That just goes to show you, anything can happen in the playoffs. I'm not trying to take shots at the Miami Marlins here, but the Cubs are a better team than the Marlins. But they didn't play better in this series. The Marlins played better, and that is why they won the second game. Well, the second game was supposed to happen the next day. It got delayed, rain delay, so they had to play yesterday afternoon. And Cisco Sanchez was on the mound for the Miami Marlins yesterday, and he went 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Did not get the win. As I said, these starters are not going deep in these games. He looked good, but the bullpen had to go to rest away for the Marlins. and boy, did they do their job. Only 5 hits allowed by Marlins pitching in this game, and 5 hits allowed by the Cubs pitching, but they gave up 2 runs, and one of them being on a solo home run from Garrett Cooper, and then Sierra with an RBI single. And that happened both in the top of the 7th inning off of Yu Darvish. Yu Darvish had a fantastic season this year. They signed him on that big contract a couple years ago. It was the same year the Phillies signed Jake Arrieta, overpaid for Jake Arrieta. Excuse me. And I guess Yu Darvish was kind of a replacement in the rotation. It's still a pretty bad contract, but he had a good season this year. He was one of the best pitchers in the National League. I believe he led the National League in several categories. He had a very, very good season. But he didn't. He didn't get any run support from the Chicago Cubs. The Chicago Cubs offense was shut down by the Marlins pitching staff in pretty much this whole entire series. They just looked totally outmatched. 1 run they could only score. 1. You saw that with the Cincinnati Reds against the Atlanta Braves. They couldn't even push across any runs. And you just look at this Chicago Cubs team. They're at home at Wrigley Field, and they couldn't even do anything. So it's a testament to me. The Marlins are a legit team. I'd say that they have arrived. And, here they are now. Their pitching is fantastic. They've drafted well. They've scouted well. I got to give them a lot of credit because I doubted them. I did. And they're not, believe me, they're no pushover anymore, as I said earlier. They're no pushover anymore. They're not that easy win in the NL East. Who is the new easy win in the NL East, right? Is it the Nationals? Is it the Mets? Who is the new easy win in the NL East? It's definitely not the Marlins anymore. It's definitely not the Marlins. I can officially say that. As I said, they're going against the Braves. That should be interesting because you got 2 teams battling against each other who had great pitching in the wild card series. The Braves shut out the Reds, the first team to shut out a team in all games of the series in the game's history. And you got this where the Miami Marlins only allow 1 run in these 2 games. So it's going to be a fun NLDS, Braves versus Marlins to watch. It's going to be very, very fun. And as I said, a lot of young talent over there. Jesus Aguilar, I got to give him a lot of credit. Had that good 2018 campaign. I believe he was an all-star with the Milwaukee Brewers. Gets traded over to Tampa Bay. They're kind of down on him, and then the Miami Marlins pick him up. And boy, what a good bounce-back season he had for the Miami Marlins. He's a power hitter. I tell you what. The guy's a big dude. He hurt the Phillies a lot. And you got Starling Marte over there. I know he exited in the first game. He's another guy. He's had a lot of success with the Pirates, and he gets traded over to the Diamondbacks in the offseason. Diamondbacks didn't go anywhere this year. They traded him away at the deadline to the Marlins, and he was able to come through for the Marlins a lot, especially against the Phillies. You saw that. He was a Philly killer this year. So Corey Dickerson, as I said, didn't have a great regular season, but he came through in the first game. As I said, the veterans kind of came through in the first game. Hit a 3-run home run to left center field. In the first game to give the Marlins a 3-1 lead. As I said, they were down 1-0 until the top of the 7th inning. Corey Dickerson came through, and then Jesus Aguilar hit a 2-run home run to make it a 5-1 ball game. So the big guys coming through for the Marlins. And as I said, they don't have a lot of star power on that team. There's a lot of young players on that team. And as I said, their pitching staff is unbelievable. And I do think that they're going to be, they already are a good team, and they're only going to get better because their prospects are going to continue to develop. Wait until Jorge Alfaro comes into light. It's going to be great for them. Because Jorge Alfaro is going to be a great catcher. And he's already having. I know he didn't have a good year this year, but Jorge, the potential is there for him. And that's what's going to make the Phillies look bad with the JT Realmuto trade. Is that you trade away Cisco Sanchez, who has looked great in the Marlins uniform. You trade away Jorge Alfaro, who's a great catcher, and he's a good young catcher, and I guarantee he's going to be good. He's already had a few decent seasons. You traded Will Stewart as well. He's a decent pitching prospect for a 2-year rental. So that's what leads me to believe. Are the Phillies going to lose JT Realmuto? If they do, that would look foolish to trade away all those guys I just said for only a 2-year rental. I know he's the best catcher in baseball. It's still not good. That would be an embarrassment for Matt Klentak and the Phillies front office, as well as Andy McPhail. So, as I said, guys, if you're the Miami Marlins, you have to be feeling good. You swept out the Chicago Cubs yet again, another wild card series sweep. There were a lot of sweeps in these wild card series, and the Marlins were one of those teams that did it. As they upset the Cubs, I thought it was an easy win for them. I'm like, they're probably just going to sweep out the Marlins. The Marlins are going to falter. I was wrong. What pitching the Marlins have. I'm telling you, man, they have a lot of good young arms over there. It's something that the Phillies should look at because they know how to scout well, develop players well, something the Phillies don't do. The Phillies don't do that, right? So at least not a lot. They've developed a few of their own. Aaron Nola is one that comes to mind. Alec Boehm seems to be one that's coming to light. But not the list doesn't really go on from there. I mean, it's still not that impressive. So the Marlins, good for them. I am happy for them. I know they are a division rival. I mean, I don't like the Marlins. I'm sure you guys know that. But I have to give them a lot of credit. Congratulations to the Miami Marlins. They are a good baseball team. They're a very good young baseball team. They have a lot of talent. As I said, their pitching staff is unbelievable. Whenever the Phillies have to go up against them, I always used to say easy win, easy win, easy win. And even at the ending of this year, I'm like, oh man, their pitching just totally outdoes us. And look what they did to the Cubs in the series. Only 1 run allowed. That's it. It was just a solo home run from Ian Happ. That was the only run that they allowed. Just a solo home run to Ian Happ. That was it. Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo, other guys over there. I mean, they just were totally outmatched by the Marlins pitching. It's amazing. I just said pitching wins games. Pitching wins games. So it's so important to have good pitching. The Marlins do have good pitching, and that is why they are moving on to the NLDS. So once again, congratulations to the Miami Marlins on an impressive Wild Card Series sweep. If you're the Chicago Cubs, once again, another disappointment. So, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please turn the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section at Phillies Hot Stuff Instagram, our Fanatics Instagram. Guys, call or text 267-225-3392. Email me, phillieshotstuff@gmail.com. Guys, the Marlins are moving on to the NLDS. Braves versus Marlins. That's going to be a fun one to watch. I'll talk to you all later. I'll see you guys.